Come on. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into it. You know, I planned on, the funny thing about today's Move Swiftly thought is I actually planned on pointing this out a couple days, like yesterday or so, but I had to scrap Duke from this conversation, all right? When it comes to culture, when it comes to really making decisions about what's going to be best, not necessarily for an individual, but what's best for a community, what's best for a group of people, what's best for, you got to have a pulse on your community and understanding what exactly would the people of your community want. All right, let me give you an example, because we're going to pull, as I normally do, we're going to pull from what is happening currently in the world of sports. Right now, as I recording this Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. I'm recording this a couple days away from two universities that are about to get have gotten some absolutely incredible press, some incredible publicity that you can only dream about, that as a business owner, as a manager, as an athletic director, as a franchisor, whatever it is, if you're at the top and you're making decisions, you're making financial decisions that are for a large group of people, understand what University of Connecticut and NC State have right now in the sports world, the opportunity to put their university on the map, the opportunity to spread their message, whatever they want their message to be. This opportunity comes around once in a lifetime, maybe once in a lifetime. All right, I'm recording this now. Obviously, if you're UConn, you might disagree with once in a lifetime, seeing that it's happened before, where their men's team has won the championship and their women's basketball team has won the championship, all in the same year. So if you're UConn, okay, we got you, whatever. But so recording this when we're about to witness NC State's men's and women's basketball team compete in the Final Four, and we're gonna experience this is something that has happened before. Like I mentioned, we're gonna experience the University of Connecticut's basketball men's and women's team compete in the Final Four on the national stage, and understand what it does for a culture, what it does for a university. It provides an incredible opportunity for a university to get some shine, to get some light, to really just put their university on the map. I'll give you a couple places I want to take you on today's Move Swiftly thought. First of all, great book that I talked about previously a couple weeks ago that I just recently finished, titled The Cinderella Strategy, Graham Honecker and Jerry Logan, right? And what they spoke about in that book was they spoke about the rise for Butler University, the basketball powerhouse that grew from smaller school into the Big East and things like that. But what got mentioned in that book is the fact that they had to decide what their city wanted. They had to decide what their state wanted. They had to decide, look, are we investing in basketball? Are we going to invest in football? All right, and that's a difficult decision, because we all know football is the primary revenue generator for a lot of universities, but they ultimately had to make the decision, look, hey, our people want basketball. We're a basketball state. Indiana's a basketball state. You got the Hoosiers, you got all that. And you see how they've built that culture. You see that decision has separated them from a lot of different universities, especially when it comes to the fact that they competed in the Final Four 2 years in a row. And 1 year it was actually in Indianapolis. And you heard all the stories come out about how the kids went to class before the Final Four, the whole thing. And, again, it just provided some incredible press for the university that people took advantage of, because they were working it the right way. All right. In that same sentence, you got to understand what happens when it comes to culture. Now, this is something that I've personally experienced as a kid, because I've said it once and I'll say it over and over. Has been room full of 70 coaches out here in South Florida. I remember being in St. Thomas Aquinas when room full of 70 plus coaches in South Florida, the majority of them football people, because St. Thomas Aquinas is such a football powerhouse. I remember I was giving a workshop one time and I said it in front of them, and I'll say it again, because I believe it wholeheartedly believe it. It's not just because I played there, but I wholeheartedly believe that the White Oak Warriors are the greatest youth football program ever. The White Oak Warriors, right there in Silver Spring, Maryland, where I grew up, the greatest. I played for the greatest, and there's no comparison, no second, the best. All right, I'm gonna tell you why. All right. because a lot of what we're seeing with NC State, a lot of what we're seeing with UConn, I experienced that when it comes to the culture and just seeing not just an individual team do well, but to see multiple teams do well. And this is before I made it. This is before I even got to the high school level. And I don't even have time to get into what I experienced at the high school level, but I'll probably do an article about it or write about it or talk about that in a longer episode. But as far as when it comes to culture, let me just tell you what happened. It was year 2000, the turn of the century, right? Year 2000, this was 2 years before the White Oak Warriors became the White Oak Warriors. Before we moved to Pop Warner, we were the Cruickshank White Oak Warriors, all right? Now, the year before, I played for a team that I was captain of this team, actually. We watched our coach, still get touched up when I think about it. But we watched Coach Art pass away on the field, all right? And the next year, they brought in I've said it on multiple occasions, but they brought in Coach Brian Davis, who was my favorite coach that I've ever played for. And, a lot of the way I think now is because of what he brought to the program and, the push for us to get into books and reading and things like that to make us more than just football players. That's what Coach Bryant was all about, right? So his first year, it was year 2000. I was on the 75-pound team, and this is the way it works. 75-pound, 85-pound, 95-pound, 110. All right, the 4 teams, all right? So he got to playoff time, and all 4 of the Cruickshank White Oak Warriors, all right, because that's what we called ourselves before we became the White Oak Warriors, and we wore the wing helmets. This is why nowadays I can't watch it. If you've ever watched a Michigan football game with me, I hurt. Like I feel like I'm in it because to see the colors, to see the wings on the helmets, it takes me back, man. It takes me back. Like I hurt when they lose. I'm excited when they win. I'm a diehard Michigan football fan, right? So anyway, it was year 2000, and all 4 of the teams made the county championship. All 4. 75, 85, 95, 110. All 4 of us made the county championship. And I remember it was the practice before we competed, right? When I kind of said it out loud, and I remember the president of the organization back then was a guy named James White. And I remember I'd said it out loud one time, like, man, we still practice. It's like we at the start of the season. All 4 of our teams about to go and compete at Blair High School for a championship. And James White looks at me, he goes, that's right. We're doing something big because we won before the game even started. We won because of the publicity. We won because of the opportunity that we had to showcase our program, showcase what we're learning, showcase just our ability, our effort, and put it all out there. Win, lose, or draw. There was winners because of where we made it and how we, especially dealing with the tragedy that we dealt with last year. The whole thing was just a great moment, right? So I'll close you out with this. It was towards the end of that last practice. I believe it was like a Friday back then. We used to practice Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And Coach Bryant instructed all of us, because we were the young guys. It was 75, 85, 95, 110. We were the youngest ones, right? He instructed all of us to go around and congratulate every single one of the teams that made it. He said, look, I need y'all to go around this entire field, congratulate everyone, because this is unprecedented, the fact that all 4 of us out here practicing when we got a championship on the line. And that's what I mean when I say culture, because he understood we were the young ones and we were going to be a part of something really special. And like I said, again, White Oak Warriors, you can look it up, we're the only team in Pop Warner history to win a championship at every single level. That's what I mean when I say culture. And when you see what the opportunities, when you translate that into what's going on in the college basketball world, where you got women's teams and men's teams that are making it to the Final Four, this is the publicity that you cannot buy. This is the publicity that you have to be in a ready, set position, all right? You cannot buy this publicity. All right, I'm telling you right now, you cannot buy this. You cannot buy this publicity. You have to have yourself in a ready, set position, so when things like this do happen, you got people on deck ready to just launch into whatever campaigns you need to launch into. That's what I mean. I say it all the time. Stay ready so you don't got to get ready, all right? Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.